Hi, I'm James Lees. Welcome to another episode of Wildlife Weekly here at WWT Slimbridge. Coming up in this episode, we'll be having a closer look at the Buick swans, which have recently just arrived from Russia. We'll be catching up with Phoebe Young, one of our aviculture wardens, who'll be looking at some geese and how to health check them, and our expert on amphibians, Jay Redbond, as he shows us some fantastic amphibian behaviour. Well, the big news this week is the arrival of our first Buick swans, which spend the summertime up on the Russian Arctic tundra and come to us here at Slimbridge for the winter, normally arriving late October and staying through till the end of February. This year we had a single bird's arrived, and it's broken the record by arriving earliest, which is the 11th of October. So it's made a little bit of history for itself and caused great excitement. Often when Buick swans arrive here early, people start talking about cold winters ahead. Of course this bird has sparked some of those theories already. But what it does tell us is that we've got nice easterly airflow. These birds obviously breeding up in Russia, travelling down to us here at Slimbridge, and they don't like to fly into the wind. So they ideally want a nice easterly wind, and that's what we've had recently. And also coinciding with that is a lot of cold weather in Poland and Russia. Lots of early snow, which is making the birds come a little bit earlier this season. But it's great to have them back. We can identify them individually by their bill patterns, which is something we've been doing here for over 50 years. And I'm sure this won't be the last time we feature this species this winter. So do come down and see the Buick swans. You can catch them at one of our feeds every day in the Peng Observatory and find out more about these superb birds. With the early arrival of this Buick swan, we're hoping for a bumper season. Perhaps we'll get between 300 or 400 individuals joining us this winter. Let's go back to the grounds to see how the goose health check has gone.
Hello, my name's Phoebe Young and I'm the aviculture warden here at Slimbridge. My main role is to look after the duckery area, but today we're out and about in the grounds doing one of our annual geese health checks. So the catching of geese at WWT Slimbridge is pretty difficult. We want it to be minimum effort on the bird's behalf and maximum effort on staff. So we've been spending the last week or so making some corrals from fence netting posts where we can coerce the birds down into a small corner and catch them with minimum impact. We have to get an absolute monstrous team together to make sure that this goes off without a hitch, including dozens of volunteers, which no doubt pop it in their diaries months in advance. So we had to start out on the very far side and eliminate areas and push all the birds to where we need them specifically. But as I'm sure you can appreciate, that bridge crossing the middle section is definitely very hard to negotiate. So myself, Mark, Dwayne, Phil and another volunteer, Stuart, donned the chest waders and got in. So we worked very hard to negotiate the birds all the way across the pen and into the gateway over in the far corner. And I really absolutely adored being able to get up close to those sorts of species, which normally they see at a distance and from quite a farm. There's never a catch that goes past without somebody getting wet, and this year's was no exception. Our avicultural manager Mark Roberts got royally soaked, but testament to him, he pushed through and we spent the rest of the morning soaked to the skin catching geese and doing his job. He is amazing. So now it's time to head into the toad hall area where there's been very exciting activity amongst one of the frog species.
So I'm Jay Redbond and I look after all the amphibians here at Slimbridge. This year we've already been very successful with the Colombian dart frogs. We've seen lots of interaction between the females in the tank, the adult females. We've got two in here and then we've got the male, just one on its own. He makes a really, really loud chirping noise that can be heard throughout this discovery area. And what that does is that encourages the females to come out of their hiding spots, come and find him. He'll then lead them off into these coconut huts, these two coconut huts that we've got in here, and we'll pop a little petri dish in there. What they'll do then is the female will lay eggs in this petri dish and the male will come in and fertilise those eggs. We've got some young that are developing at the moment, and we hopefully will be putting them in the display with the adults in the near future.
Well, thanks for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, then please share it with your friends and followers on Facebook and Twitter, and don't forget to subscribe to our news e-letter.